quite the drama feeder. And when the show runs out or the show ends, you don't all go home together, you get to ride together. Bluefin tuna right here at 2 o'clock. Quick look, very difficult to get good looks at these top predators. Look at them. Bluefin tuna at 2 o'clock, still at the surface. Those are small bluefin. Big bluefin tuna can get up to 10 feet long. They're here to eat the same fish as the whales are. The last thing any of these humpback whales ever wants is a bluefin tuna in its mouth. They can go from 0 to 50 in about a second. A few clicks of their tails. They're shaped like a torpedo for a reason, and that's for speed. Look right down in front of the boat. Right next to us here at 11 o'clock, right to us. And a big bluefin tuna in a whale's mouth, or even a small one, could break free sections of the baleen. Baleen is that filtering structure made of the same substance as your hair and fingernails. If a bluefin tuna were to get into a whale's mouth, it is going to want to get out. It's going to do anything it can. It could damage the mouth part. And that is a very old whale I'm looking at 1 o'clock named Sockeye. He's made it into a couple of our recent social media posts, mainly because he's a beloved whale. He has a natural birth defect of his upper jaw, giving him an underbite, much like a sockeye salmon. And he was a whale that had not been seen for several years. We were beginning to worry about his well-being. One calf here, this baby Ventisca's calf, while mom Ventisca at 1 o'clock just goes ballistic. She's looking like she's trying to kill them before she even eats them. This is crazy. Absolutely nuts. I've been on this boat for a lot of years, and I haven't seen feeding like this in a few years. Minke whale out at about our 3 o'clock, our smallest baleen whale species, making a cameo. So if you can spare a quick look out to 3, you might catch a quick look at a whale so small, hard to believe it's a whale. But it's still a 20 to 30 foot animal. So sticking with that restaurant analogy, to get service in this restaurant, you've got to more or less create every bite of food that you're going to take. Bluefin tuna at the service at 12:30. Or bluefin tuna don't have to take a rest. So when we see them at the surface, it's fleeting, it's rare, and it's very cool to see. 1 o'clock, right out in the direction of that whale, some bluefin tuna. Further out, one whale just rolled over and raised a long white pectoral flipper above the surface. Another minke whale out at around 11. And I know that you all are trying to capture all of this on your cell phone. He's slack-jawed because he's never seen anything like this before, but he's capturing it all. Two whales going down ahead of us. One whale starting a kick feed out ahead of us at 12 with its chin. Just amazing. Now, this animal out here at 1 o'clock, take a look at it. It just came out of the water, slapped its chin on the surface, continued over, and then smacked its tail. That's called kick feeding. Watch right here at 12:30. We should have a whale coming up through the bubble cloud that it has blown. Not all whales will do, oh, look at that. Unbelievable. This is my big buddy sockeye. An old whale went through a lot. So happy to see him. Right next to us here. Oh my goodness. Watch it too. There goes a kick of the chin, a slap of the tail. Now the animal has created a concussion with that slap of the chin and the tail, is now going down and blowing a big cloud of bubbles. Those bubbles are going to frighten and tighten the little fish, and up through that mess comes not one, but at least two humpback whales. Now the whales blew that bubble cloud right here at our 12:30. This animal's going to feed right next to us here.
Oh my god. It's unbelievable.
I'm telling you, this is a once-in-a-lifetime whale watch, folks. I don't know what else I can do to impress this upon you.
I'm recording, I just don't know if I aimed well enough.
Whales kick feeding, whales bubble feeding, whales straining their catch, whales pooping. Well, in nature there are inputs and outputs. You're going to eat a ton of food a day. Oh, you get the idea. Huge open mouths out here. You can see the baleen plates in the upper jaw. So in our very simplest terms, these animals are corralling the little schooling fish here with the use of bubbles and occasionally those concussive kicks of the tail. Just like the animal at 3 o'clock, slap of the tail. Then they create a bubble cloud.
Imagine being on the bottom on the one under the
The
boat.
bubble cloud frightens and tightens the little fish together. The animal then comes up unseen by the little fish, opens its mouth, and takes that enormous gulp of fish and seawater.
Tail slap. He's going down. Create a bubble. These guys are.
They come up unseen, open the mouth, take a couple thousand gallons of water into the lower jaw. Big open mouth. On the tops of these animals' heads, you can note those bumps. Those bumps are hair follicles. Most whales lose whatever hair is on their body in utero, but humpback whales retain a few hundred hairs around the head and the mouth. And those hairs are housed in these hair follicles. We call them tubercles. They're filled with nerve endings. A short, coarse, stiff hair sticks out of each that we think over time has been modified into something like a cat's whiskers. Animals reshuffling a little bit. Right behind us. That animal is what we call dragging. It is filtering its catch. You can see the water streaming out the mouth. This animal here appearing at 3 o'clock going
That
straight
came from
down.
under the boat.
Yeah.
You got a
You want me to just a video all the time? I was trying to
So many whales out here. Just
You got a picture of that
incredible.
one. I was looking at your screen.
So on any given day, not just on a day where we have all these whales together, these humpback whales are going to be spending about 18 hours of their day while they're here on the high latitude cold water feeding grounds. They're going to be looking to eat 1 to 2 tons of little fish a day, which is just a mind-blowing quantity. Simply consider that us eating a ton of food a day would be like us eating 8,000 quarter-pounders a day. For about 6 months out of the year. Eight 100 feet of water here. We're in relatively shallow water. Keep an eye out where the water's turning green there. One whale at the surface. I know we've got a couple here, including a whale named Valley who's diving right now further out. Those white circle marks, those are scars from barnacles. All humpback whales have barnacles on their bodies, and those are the scars from where some whales fell off. Unbelievable. You can see the long white pectoral flippers as that animal resets its jaw with a click, going back down. For these whales, 18 hours a day, when conditions like this are possible, it's lather, rinse, and repeat over and over and over again. That's a whale by the name of Tear. Just so white Valley is diving at 2. Valley is a humpback whale that's almost completely lacking a dorsal fin. Animal that looks like Valley leading with a chin kick there. It is. Yeah. 3 o'clock. Now we can identify individual humpback whales by unique markings on their body, but most specifically their tails. On the underside of a humpback whale's tail is a pattern of coloration that can range from all white to all black to everything in between. And just like your fingerprints, big kick out there at 1 as another animal strains at 12. Just as your fingerprints identify you from everyone else on the planet, so the marking on the underside of a humpback whale's tail is unique to that animal and shared by no other. Over 40 years of research have resulted in the North Atlantic Humpback Whale Catalog. So we have some 3,000